Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willow Bound Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I have got a finished flip through of my daily journal. I am absolutely loving daily journaling. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and finally I think I found a bit of a style with the junk journal kind of style, more visual, to do this. And what I do is I set aside a page, or if it was a lot happening in a day, a double page for each day. So that's just been really helpful. I don't necessarily journal every single day, but I will go back and fill in the day for the page. And so, I just have the details of the journal. So like, this is what it's used for, daily journal, the date I started it, the date I finished, and what was going on in my life at the time. And so I'll give you a flip through and show you what it looks like. I just love that it has a bit more visual nature to it. Like, I come from a journaling background where I would just write. There would only be writing on the pages, but this just makes it so much more engaging, including things like packaging and fabric and price tags and Subway wrappers and stuff. Stuff from my everyday life, stuff from mail, and that was from a 21st, a bit of the confetti that decorated the tables, and it just takes me right back. Like, that would take me right back to that moment. I stick in photos as well, which just add such a personal touch to the journal, I think. Anytime that I put a picture of a cat on the journal, that means that I'm recording a story about Keanu, so that is a little helpful thing for me. And just little pieces, random pieces. This reminds me that I was working on the vintage French journals. There's another Keanu story that reminds me that I was working with that fabric that day. This reminds me I was working on the collage journals that day, for example. This came from church on Valentine's Day. And this came from some Happy Mail. So yeah, just things like that. Receipts, it reminds me straight away of what we did. Business cards, and really, really fun. Most of my daily journaling is dot points or star points. I use stars. And some days I write out full sentences if there was more of a thing that happened, like an event or something. But even if nothing happened, I can just use little stars, dot points, and yeah, really fun just to record what I did in the day. And because I've already used this journal, sometimes I'm like, what day was that when that happened? And I will look back in the journal and be like, oh yeah, that was the day that happened. Or what was the title of that book? Or what was the name of that song I really liked? I can just go back into this book. Really, really fun. And love my roller skates. They're so fun. Stamping that came from In Love Art Shop, so that records that. This came from a magazine page, so some days I will just decorate the pages with pretty things if there was nothing from my day-to-day life. Picture of my beautiful baby boy Keanu. So this is where he sits most of the time, on his scratching post. And then I do actually have a Junk Journal With Me episode over on Patreon with these few pages, and I share a bit more personally. And then this was the last day, so as you can see, there was nothing major that day. Not very pretty, but as a whole, I just love how this looks, and that this is a record of my life, or a portion of my life. And as I said in the Junk Journal With Me video on Patreon, all of your life is worthy of journaling. So journal it. You might think your day-to-day life is boring, but it's not. Well, it can be if you see it from one perspective. But when it all adds up, it shows a picture of the time that you lived and your experiences and who you are at a certain time in your life, and all of those mundane, boring days and moments that makes up who we are, that makes up our life. So record those moments as well as the big fun events and things. I don't know, for me, this is a record of my life, a time in my life, and to me that's very, very important. And so I always encourage you guys to do the same. Of course, daily journaling might not be for everyone, but never let the idea that it's boring to record the mundane things stop you from journaling those, is the essential message, I guess, from this. Anyway, so I'll leave the link below to Patreon if you'd like to check out that Junk Journal with Me episode and just share more personally and thoughts there. And yeah, thank you so much to all of you guys for watching. Hope you're all doing really, really well, and I will show you what I'm doing next with my daily journal. I'm going to try and keep it up for a year. Who knows, maybe for the rest of my life, because I just think it's so important to journal. And I love it. I really, really love it. It's therapeutic, it's enjoyable, makes me happy, and I love the end result. I love the process, and I love the end result. Can't speak highly enough of journaling. Anyway, I'm going to stop this, otherwise I'll keep on talking about journaling. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.